Hello and welcome back to our channel. Watch the video up to the end to stay updated on the latest news. Are you ready? Then press the subscribe button and activate the notification bell, so you won't miss a single video of our exciting journey to discover how Barry Allen became the Flash, with an ironic but not too much video, over the years between comics and films. Let's go! Around this time, The Flash came out, which I have yet to see, but I know that it's a much talked about movie and it was really eagerly awaited. Anyway, for those who want to freshen up, for those who haven't seen the film yet and want to get ready, for those who have seen it but are asking themselves some questions, in short, here it is, another of the legendary Top Origins Explained star. But like great, in 5 minutes or less. Today in the aforementioned superhero Flash, starting right from the beginning, the whole story of the Flash. In fact, it starts a long time ago. It's funny to think about it, but it's almost 100 years ago. In fact, in 1939, while that scoundrel Hitler, who had the goal of conquering Europe, Africa, and a third continent of his choice, was cuckooing in Poland, in America, All American Publications, an old comics company, created the first Flash, Jay Garrick. He appeared for the first time in 1940 in Flash Comics, Uncovered, Jaunty Peasant, and with A. Today in the aforementioned superhero Flash, starting right from the beginning, the whole story of the Flash. In fact, it starts a long time ago. It's funny to think about it, but it's almost 100 years ago. In fact, in 1939, while that scoundrel Hitler, who had the goal of conquering Europe, Africa, and a third continent of his choice, was cuckooing in Poland, in America, All American Publications, an old comics company, created the first Flash, Jay Garrick. He appeared for the first time in 1940 in Flash Comics, Uncovered, a jaunty peasant with a super cool aluminum helmet on the head, had a lot of success, especially when America was fed in sharing DC. After a heavy water accident, he becomes super fast, gets engaged to the school cheerleader, becomes a champion of American football, and beats up the bad guys. It was all that interested the young Americans of the time. It was the so-called golden age of superhero comics, of which Garrick was a part. But a slightly crazy Austrian thought otherwise. Old Adolf in the old world screwed everything up. Here came World War II, mischievous, real villains, real violence in comic books, and precursors to video games. Believe it or not, in this world, it's always a repeat of the same thing, and in that world of the era that no violence could take it anymore, were accused of misleading their readers with too harsh and violent arguments. In 1951, Flash Comics was discontinued at issue 104. The popularity of superhero comics plummeted, also due to the rise of horror and sci-fi comics. It was a mess, a bad time for the business of comics in general. Marvel settled running faster than the Flash to financial and media success. And at the beginning of the 50s, the bad sales were also caused by readers who in any case had real troublemakers of the usual guys dressed in colorful circuses who gave each other like crazy without too much reason. So it was decided that enough was enough. It was time to change the formula by renewing everything. No more colorful circus-clad dudes who freak out for no reason. Let's create more circus-clad dudes in costumes who freak out for some reason but not too much. So it was that, together with the presentation of the Martian Manhunter, the first new superhero after a bang of time in which it started from what then historically, even if there is no precise date, is known as the Silver Age of comics, and leading the way to the speedster was the Flash. Bartolomeo Henry Allen was born, for friends Barry, for enemies Allen, for electrified readers the Flash, the first superhero to undergo a real revival, reboot, remake. In the hope that it could revive the comic book market and also DC, that all those of DC would no longer end up under a bridge, this is how the character was completely rethought. His story was conceived and drawn by Robert Canayer and Carmine Infantino, and the new Flash was given a trial period on an unpaid apprenticeship to see if the readers would spin as much as he spun, and was bumped into number 4 of the 1956 Showcase anthology. If he is a forensic chemist who, while reading a Flash comic starring Jay Garrick, thinks how cool it would be to be the Flash, but is struck by a bolt of lightning that puts all the stuff on chemicals even in his laboratory, and instead of the network, the dying cooked alive or burned alive or melted alive or other various things, or Atrocious sufferings do not become Flash, but not really with the dreadful absolutely pronounceable name of the Scarlet Speedster or the Scarlet Sprinter. Everyone was yelling, "No, the Scarlet Sprinter." We're finished. The enemies were desperate. The girls fall in love. The boys wanted to be like him. Maybe he's already filming a moment, maybe not. Barry Allen made it, rewarded with a series of comics all his own, so symbolically he was launched in the 105th issue of Flash Comics to start again at always symbolically from where the series had been cut at the time. From there the blockbuster blessed and low, but never as deep as the Mariana Trench as it had happened 9 years earlier to arrive between multiverses. Friendships with Jay Garrick, who exists in another universe, Ezra Miller, then who runs away from the police as fast as the superhero who plays Al. Cinema, and then taking herself unmotivated and standing ovation the premiere of her film in the present day. If you liked this video, subscribe to the channel, put a nice like, and share it with your friends and on social networks. Leave a comment with your opinion or questions. You would be doing me a big favor and helping me grow the channel. Thank you very much for your attention and see you next time.